My neighbors kept letting their dog destroy my garden, so I taught them a lesson they'd never forget. For 6 months straight, this massive German Shepherd would tear through my flower beds every single morning at 5 a.m. I'm talking destroyed roses I'd spent 3 years cultivating, ripped up my vegetable garden, and left massive holes everywhere. The barking would wake up my newborn twins every time. I asked the neighbors politely at first. The wife just laughed and said, "Dogs will be dogs. Maybe you should build a fence." A fence would cost me $4,000, which I definitely didn't have as a new parent. I asked again 2 weeks later after the dog destroyed my herb garden that I used for my small catering business. This time the husband answered and literally said, "Prove it was our dog." I showed him the paw prints leading directly to their yard. He slammed the door in my face. The final straw was when their dog dug up the memorial tree I planted for my late father. I had scattered some of his ashes there. I called them crying, begging them to just keep their dog leashed. The wife told me I was being dramatic and hung up. That's when I remembered my cousin Marcus worked for animal control. I called him up explaining everything, and he told me about a legal loophole. If a dog is repeatedly on your property causing damage, you can file reports and the owners get fined. After 3 violations, the dog gets temporarily impounded until they install proper containment. So I set up 4 security cameras covering every angle of my yard. For the next 2 weeks, I documented everything. The dog jumping their sad excuse for a fence, destroying my property, even catching it biting my garden hose and flooding my basement stairs. I filed reports for every single incident, 12 reports in total. Animal control showed up at their house on a Monday morning. I watched from my window as the officers explained the fines. $350 per violation. That's $4,200. The husband's face went completely red. He was screaming about how unfair it was while the wife just stood there in shock. They had to pay the fines within 30 days, or face court. They also had to install proper fencing before getting their dog back from the shelter. The cheapest quote they could get was $3,800. I know because I overheard them on the phone literally begging for discounts. They tried knocking on my door 3 times trying to get me to drop the complaints. I just smiled and said, "Prove it was your dog," then closed the door. The look on his face was priceless. They ended up paying every cent, installing the fence, and having to take a mandatory pet ownership class. The whole neighborhood knew about it because animal control posted violation notices on their front door. 2 months later, they moved out. Couldn't afford the house anymore after dropping nearly $8,000. The new neighbors have a cat. My garden's thriving now.